Reagan famously said, freedom is only ever one generation away from extinction. People thought in the first half of 1990 that they had secured a liberal parliamentary future. And it wasn't quite that simple. It has to be constantly defended. The rule of law and personal liberty and parliamentary government are not natural evolutions. Countries can gain them and can lose them. And the only people who can be relied on to defend the freedom and constitution of a country are the people who live there. Don't expect anybody else, either within your borders or from beyond them, to do this for you. There is certainly there has been a cavalier attitude to the idea that winning a parliamentary majority doesn't entitle you to do whatever you want. And this is such a critical point, and it's more important to me than democracy, or more important to me than property rights, because all of those things will follow if you have the rule of law. But if you have only democracy, if you have only the right to mark a cross on a ballot paper without having a context where there is an impartial set of rules within which everyone agrees that they're operating, then democracy becomes mob rule and freedom becomes anarchy. You need to have the rule of law first. Hitler's Ermächtigungsgesetz was passed with a simple parliamentary majority. Napoleon made himself dictator with a majority vote in parliament. Every tyranny manages to observe the technical requirement of an absolute majority in parliament. That isn't alone what makes it a democratic system. To put it at its simplest, if you're playing the game, you can't also be the referee. You can't make up the rules as you go along. Even if you are a well-intentioned person, you end up very quickly descending into arbitrary government and tyranny. The argument that one gets from EU representatives in Romania, Romanian employees of the EU, is that Brussels has to do this because the Romanians can't do it for themselves. I don't believe that. That is not my impression of this country. It wasn't my impression of this country in 1990, and is not my impression of this country today. People understand that they have a responsibility to the people around them, and that they have a responsibility to the people who are going to come after them. The best and highest form of patriotism is the unselfishness that comes from a recognition that you are holding in trust freedoms that you want to pass on intact to the next generation. And I think Romanians do understand that, which is why, as a country, people have not allowed the constitutional arrangements that were agreed on to be overridden by one transient majority.